Yes! What's up, everyone? Welcome to Lowered Expectations. Thanks for lowering your expectations and hanging out with me here. I do appreciate it. In today's video, we are attempting to burn yet another alternative fuel in my diesel heater. In the last video in this, I guess we'll call it a series, I attempted to burn paint thinner. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It will be right here. In today's video, we are going to attempt to burn Varsol. When I was younger, I used a lot of this stuff in a parts washer or parts cleaner to clean all sorts of engine parts. I never thought I would be using it in a diesel heater, but here we are. I would absolutely love to continue making these alternative fuel videos, and I expect as they progress, they will get more entertaining, more exciting, and probably a whole lot more ridiculous. I have a liter of bacon fat saved. I want to burn coconut oil, vegetable oil, used motor oil, and a bunch of things that I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to spoil it for you. Some of those things are quite expensive, one of them being $50 a gallon and the other one being over $100 a gallon. The last video where I burnt the paint thinner, that video got 5,000 views and as a result earned me $19. The paint thinner cost me $16 plus tax, so I made less than $3 profit. So, if you want to help out, the best way to go about doing that is to remember to leave a thumbs up on this video. It just takes a second. And if you can, leave a comment. Tell me that I'm an idiot, tell me what you want to see burnt next, or just say hello. I expect that some of my upcoming tests will not go as well as the paint thinner, so I have just ordered 2 spare burn chambers. That way we can get into burning some questionable fuels and also do some burn chamber modifications. I have just received this, which is 16 feet of flexible stainless steel exhaust. I have some ideas. Let me know yours down in the comment section below. I have also just ordered 30 meters of soft fuel line. I've been chatting with one viewer down in the comment section. I've already come up with a bunch of ideas. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section and we'll see if we can make that stuff happen. I'm going to put the Varsol into this container simply because it has this graduated scale on the side of it that's easy to read at a glance, and because the fuel pump is already connected to it with this fuel line, fuel filter, and the dripper. So yeah, that's why I'm doing that. Varsol, trusted by more professional contractors, safe on most surfaces, asterisk, asterisk. Easy paint cleanup, fast degreasing and spot cleaning, smoother application of oil-based paints, varnish and stains, premium quality. 3.78 liters, let's pour it into here, see if I can not make a mess on camera. That would be awesome. Perfectly clear. I'm sure some of you are going to be telling me that this is the exact same stuff as the paint thinner. All right, none spilled whatsoever. Yet. The paint thinner that I used last time actually smells a little bit more like diesel, I think. Yeah, there seems to be a little difference. I'm not sure. Can't say honestly. Wow. Okay, Varsol. Varsol might be a different thing, different beast. 91, 93, 94, 96, 100, 140, 145. We'll see once it warms up. Oh, it stinks. Varsol definitely stinks more. I've got the meter over here reading TVOC. Oh wow. That's way worse than the paint thinner. I'm gonna shut the beeper off. I'm going outside. When I was pouring the Varsol into the fuel tank, I was quite curious as to whether or not this wasn't exactly the same stuff as the paint thinner. After smelling it fire up, I can tell you that this is definitely not, and it's gonna be worse. I don't know if it's gonna keep producing these nasty fumes even after it's warmed up. Hopefully not, but I'm glad you guys can't smell what I can smell right now. This is not healthy. I'm not gonna hang out in here, but I am gonna go check the meters, see what they say. I know you guys have been waiting a long time for this, and believe me, so have I. It has finally been cold enough this week to test the wheelbarrow heater, and it was an absolute stunning success. That video is going to be dropping this Saturday, so make sure to keep your eyes open for that, and you might want to click that notification bell. This video is special. The heater has now been running for about an hour. I just came out and shut it down so that we can start it back up and do some more tests. And then we can install it on my house so that we're not just wasting the heat. And boy, can I tell you that there is an absolute difference between Varsol and paint thinner. The fumes, the TVOC that this thing makes on startup and shutdown is crazy. I can taste it, I can smell it on my clothes. Even when I'm in the house, I can taste it as the smell is coming off of my clothing. So definitely not good. Varsol, it might actually cause some buildup inside of the exhaust and the chamber. Not sure yet. We'll have to run through the test and take it apart afterwards. But for right now, I'm going to wait for the heater to cool down. We are then going to fire it back up. We'll check the fumes when it's firing up, and then we'll check it after it's been running for 20 minutes and is fully warmed up. Then we'll install it on the house and see what kind of temperatures it can make. Then when it's all done, again, we'll take it apart, look inside, and see if it's caused any ash or soot or anything like that. The heater has fully cooled down, and you can see the air in here. No CO2. The TVOCs is going up because the heater has just shut down. And, well, the TVOCs in here are, yeah, you can taste it. It's not good. Don't do this, folks. I'm now going to fire the heater up and we'll see how bad this gets. I'm not going to hang out in here for very long. Then we'll leave it warm up and we'll recheck it once it has warmed up. You can see the CO2 is going up a bit. TVOC going up. Carbon monoxide is not doing anything at all. No smoke actually coming out that we can see. This is worse than the paint thinner. I'm not going to hang out in here. I'm going to set a timer for 20 minutes and I'll come back. It is now about 20 minutes later. The heater is fully warmed up. Doesn't smell terribly crazy in here, but I've got the meters sitting outside, so we're gonna go grab them, bring them in, and see what they say. We've got no carbon monoxide registering. It looks like maybe TVOCs is going up a bit. No, maybe not. Okay, so that's good news. I thought maybe I had ruined my meter by laying it down on a greasy rag, but apparently it is okay. So I'm gonna put the carbon monoxide meter down directly by the exhaust to see what it says. All right, I saw 43. That is considerably higher than the paint thinner. I don't know if I've explained this to you guys in this video, but this controller, this ECU actually throttles back when it gets to 210 Celsius. So what it does, oh, we've got some TVOCs showing up here. Nothing real crazy yet, but something. So anyway, the pump will, the ECU keeps the pump cycling fairly high, around 5 or 6 hertz. And then when it gets to 210, if it gets to 210, it basically cuts the hertz in half. And yeah, cuts the hertz way back, slows the pump down, and allows the temperature to drop a little bit. It's currently at 212. I am picking up the smell of something, and I'm not sure if that's just from rags and the containers being there or what the deal is, but nothing crazy on either of these meters. So what I'm going to do now is shut the heater down, hook it up to the house so that this heat isn't just wasted, and then once we've burnt up all 4 liters, or what is it, 3.78 liters of I was going to call it fuel, Varsol, we will pull the heater apart, take a look inside, and see if we're left with any kind of carbon or any buildup whatsoever. I just hit the power button, so we'll see when this fires up if it has any kind of smoke or anything. I'm assuming it'll start fairly clean. I don't see any smoke, but I definitely smell fumes. I was just about to go in the house. We've got a problem here, folks. We've got a problem of some sort. Oh, the fuel line's kinked. My bad. I'm so clever, I'm going to trick you guys into thinking that you're listening to some sort of interlude, and then all of a sudden, bam, Viver advertisement. In all seriousness, I have a very interesting test planned for tomorrow that I can't believe that none of you have suggested. What I'm going to do, it is going to be minus 17 or minus 18 degrees Celsius tomorrow, and I am going to pretend that I have a broken furnace. So as soon as Megan leaves for work, I am going to shut the heat off in the house, and I'm going to leave it off throughout the day. I will come outside, get the diesel heater ready, fire up the heat and pump it into the basement and see if it is able to maintain some sort of reasonable temperature inside of the house, even if it can just stop my pipes from freezing. I fully expect this to suck. I really don't like the cold, and I'm very likely going to have to be bundled up in a jacket inside of my house trying to edit video. I personally think it makes a whole lot more sense to test your backup heater before you actually have a power outage or before your main heat source fails. So that's what I'm going to do. If you want to test your very own diesel heater, there will be an affiliate link in the description below as well as a discount code. See what I did there? It is currently 11:40 p.m. See if you guys can see that. And the heater has been running for quite some time. I'm going to go check on it now. When this test first started, I was fairly certain that the Varsol was actually going to burn quite a bit worse than the paint thinner. But now that it's been going for quite some time, there's not any real difference that the meters can pick up. There's no extra carbon monoxide, CO2, or TVOCs. So yeah, it's a little stinkier when it starts, but once it's running, it seems to be doing fine. The temperature has been maintaining between 206 and 210, which is exactly what it does with diesel and exactly what it did with the paint thinner. So I don't know. We're going to go check on it, see how much fuel is left in it, and see what the current temperature of it is. And then, yeah, this is probably the last you'll hear from me this evening. I'm going to let the heater run out. When it does, I'm simply going to close the window from inside of the house, and then we'll take it apart, check inside of it tomorrow, and see if we have any kind of nasty stuff in there. I'm assuming there's going to be a little bit more than there was with the paint thinner or with diesel, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. 210. As you guys can see, it jumps around. And now for fuel level. About 3/4 of a liter. Please forgive the noise of the heater in the background. It's very cold, so I've got a Mr. Heater running to try to warm myself up a little bit. I can already tell by looking at the exhaust that this is not going to be terribly dirty inside. When I watched back the footage of the paint thinner test, I realized that I did this very quickly and I didn't show you guys, so I'll try to slow it down a little bit here. Now this one actually has a little bit more buildup on it, but not very much. Not really anything to talk about. So I have a pretty good feeling that there's not going to be a big buildup inside of the chamber. You guys head down to the comments section and let me know what you want to see me burn in this thing next. If it's something reasonable, maybe I can make it happen. I don't see anything scary inside of here. No oily mess. That's always a good sign. Completely clean. No residue on there whatsoever. Not even a tiny little bit. I'm so used to working on diesel heaters that I've been burning waste motor oil that I'm expecting to get extremely dirty just from touching it. But that hasn't been the case so far this year. There is a tiny bit of soot in there on the outside of the chamber. Again, tiny little bit, a little bit more than the paint thinner. And a little bit of rusty looking stuff. So not quite as clean as the paint thinner, but still not bad. This could be cleaned up or sorted out, possibly just by adjusting the air-fuel ratio slightly. All right, nothing crazy inside there. The burn chamber looks perfectly clean inside. I did try to clean out the heat exchanger, but it's impossible to get everything out of there from my previous motor oil tests. That's why I cleaned out the exhaust port, so that we could have a look at that and it would kind of tell us what the situation was. This looks quite clean inside. I'm guessing the camera won't be able to pick up on that very well at all. It is actually cleaning up quite a bit. All of my waste motor oil residue is getting burnt away by burning these cleaner fuels. So maybe after a few more of these tests, I'll be left with a heat exchanger that is perfectly clean. As you guys can see from this test, Varsol makes some pretty nasty fumes on startup and shutdown, and even during operation, it doesn't burn nearly as clean as diesel or paint thinner. That being said, you could run this in an emergency and it's not going to completely gum up your chamber. You could probably run several gallons of this with absolutely nothing to worry about. You also need to remember that in an emergency situation, 1 gallon of this stuff, if you have some lying around, or if you can pick up some at your local hardware store, could mean the difference between you freezing for 12 hours or you being perfectly warm. Thanks for making it all the way to the end of the video. I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed what you saw, please remember to leave a thumbs up, and remember that you're gonna want to stick around for some of my upcoming videos. I promise that they are going to be very entertaining. That's gonna do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. I am considering doing this with a tent. If you guys want to see that, let me know. I think it'd be pretty cool to actually stay out in my yard in a tent and see how feasible that would be, and what kind of setting I would need to leave the heater on to actually stay warm. I'm gonna hang out here a little bit longer just because I am thoroughly amused. Watch a few YouTube videos, Hopefully the diesel heater doesn't run out of fuel. I've kept it fairly low, but yeah. I'll update you guys when there's something to update, but right now it is actually too warm in here.